everybody. Thank you for coming. We're doing this on a few different platforms, so I'm going to kind of look from back and forth. This is the introduction to the cleanse tonight, and we're so thankful that you're with us. I am Dr. Carla Demaray, and I am going to be giving some ideas of what the cleanse is going to do, how we're going to be together, even though we're on a platform, and how we're going to help each other out by giving each other encouragement, and attaboys and attagirls. So after the holidays, this is always a good time to start with a cleanse. We're all feeling kind of maybe bloated, maybe sore, achy, maybe have brain fog, burping a lot is an issue. Lethargy, when you're just on the couch, you don't want to get up, nothing sounds good. Now some of that is seasonal, you know, because as it's winter time, we want to just slow down like the season does, slow down, be quiet. But some of the carbohydrates and, you know, candy and everything that people have given to us, and of course we don't want to hurt their feelings, so we're going to go ahead and eat it. Okay. Now, when we open up that Pandora's box, then we can't stop eating it. So it's the end of the holidays, it's the beginning of the new year, so we want to get started and maybe do this cleanse. I chose a 10-day cleanse because that is a little bit easier. You don't have to commit so much. It's just going to be 10 days, and it's a very simple cleanse, and I'm going to explain it all to you. When I learned that food that we eat can lead to a brain fog, it really surprised me. I was, a few years ago, I was in my late 50s. I'm telling my age, but I'm 60 years old. And I was losing my words. I would start to try to talk to patients and couldn't figure what was that word I wanted to say, like vertebra, you know, something that I should know. And come to find out, I thought that I was going into like Alzheimer's or dementia. It really scared me. And when I found out that by eating gluten for me and sugar for me totally made me have brain fog. I couldn't figure out why, but that was it. And so when I started changing my diet, the brain fog started going away. So that was interesting to me. I didn't realize that food could do that to me. It also can cause a bloated feeling. Now, some of us are overweight, and so we assume because we're overweight that bloated feeling is because we're overweight. It's not necessarily so. People are sensitive to foods. For example, gluten or dairy or eggs. They can be sensitive to it, causing inflammation in the gut, and then they have bloating. So bloating isn't because you're overweight. Bloating is because some of the foods that you're eating is causing inflammation and bloat. And so this cleanse is another way to stop eating some of those unhealthy foods, start feeling better, lose the bloat, and then later on, if you should start bringing in those foods again, that you can identify, oh, you know, when I eat white bread especially, man, I'm bloated right afterwards. So this cleanse is another way to go and find out what foods you're becoming sensitive to. So the other thing that happens is you get inflammation in your joints. Being that I'm working with joints all the time, I have a lot of people who are sore all the time. Their joints are sore. And that can be caused, well, it is caused by inflammation, but the inflammation can be caused by the food that we eat, and then if we have sensitivities to certain foods, that can cause soreness and achiness. So if we can be aware of those foods, we can either make them far less in our diet or eliminate them completely. So how I started on the nutrition journey, and the reason why I wanted to invite you all to come, is I am daily on this journey. I walk daily with diabetes. I have diabetes. I have a thyroid condition that I've had since I was 18. So I have had to take thyroid all my life, and to the point where my thyroid gland didn't want to work anymore because I had synthetic thyroid that I was taking. So now when my thyroid doesn't work, my metabolism doesn't work. When my metabolism doesn't work, the diabetes is affected. So I've been chasing weight loss. I've done every diet possible, but I know that with this healthy eating, with cleansing our liver, I'm gonna have a much better chance of getting healthy and feeling good. When the inflammation goes down in my joints, I want to exercise more. If I'm achy, who wants to exercise when you're achy? And then you're just going to get achy more after the exercise, because the exercise can cause inflammation. So by doing this cleanse, I'm going to help my joints, I'm going to help the energy that I have, and then I want to do more of the exercise. That helps me stay healthy overall. So exercise is important. We all know that. Do you have to exercise during this 10-day cleanse? No, you don't. The cleanse is going to work with or without exercise. Of course, we all know exercise is good for us, but it's not necessary just to have this 10-day cleanse work. I had to go back to school. I have been practicing chiropractic for 30 years, and about 10 years ago, because I was diagnosed with diabetes, and then my thyroid went into an autoimmune disease called Hashimoto's, and so I have an autoimmune disease of my thyroid gland, and then I had another autoimmune disease called Rose-Dorfman. So can I ever get rid of those diseases? No, but I can manage them. And I know that when I manage them, then my health is, I'm more energetic, I want to do stuff, I want to make my life work rather than just kind of roll up in a ball in pain and not doing anything. So again, I'm on this journey with you. And I went back to school and I started getting my certification in nutrition. So I am learning along with you. I'm not saying that I know everything. I know a lot. I've studied a lot, but you may know more than I do. So I'm asking you all who want to join this 10-day cleanse, if you have suggestions or you know some things, share it with the group. I don't know everything. I'm not pretending that I do, but share it with the group. You're going to enrich the group, and we're happy and pleased to have you. So why are we eating good nutrition? Well, I want you to know that some of the industrial farming that we're doing, we're not getting the nutrients in the food that we used to have. There was a study done of spinach in the 1940s, and a cup of spinach had so many nutrients. They took that same cup of spinach now. You would have to have 65 cups of spinach today to equal the same nutrients that we had in spinach in 1945. So the food that we eat is not nutrient rich, and so that's why we have to supplement. And so the supplements that are in this 10-day cleanse are going to be excellent for you. You're going to be feeding your body. Your body's going to thank you for it, and not only that, you're going to start cleansing the liver. So why do I say we have to cleanse the liver? And it's because the liver is, in essence, our air filter. It cleanses the toxins out of our body. All the blood goes through the liver, and the liver will clean it of the toxins and then eliminate it. But when we have an overabundance of toxins, and those toxins are, of course, air and water pollution, those are easy to understand. Pesticides and insecticides, we are in a farming area, and so pesticides are being sprayed at night and insecticides are being sprayed at night. They are on our food. And you'll notice that when workers go out into the field to spray the pesticides and herbicides, they're in hazmat clothes, and they're spraying chemicals that we have on our food. So that is a toxin that gets into our body that our liver tries to clean out, but again, we get overwhelmed with those toxins. Cigarette smoke. paints, dyes, or chemicals, especially if you work in those things, like hairdressers. They're dyeing the hair, they're painting nails at the beauty salons. All those are chemicals that can cause toxicity. Then household cleaning products also have toxicity. That's why it's good to have, a natural cleaning product, because the cleaning products do carry toxins. And then some personal care products. For instance, there's Axe body wash. My sons used to like the Axe. Come to find out, Axe body wash has hormones in it, and so it can change the hormones for boys. Anyway, we don't want to use those kind of things. And then finally, preservatives. So, which takes me to the food again. When we go to the market, the fresh stuff is around the edges. So when you shop at the market, that's fresh. So we have fruits and vegetables, we have meat, we have cheese, and we have dairy. Those are all on the outside. Anything in the inside that is in a box or a can, or most of the things that are in a bag, they all have preservatives in them because they have to be able to stay on the shelf for a long period of time. And so we eat those preservatives, and those preservatives are toxins to our bodies. So that's how we get the toxins. And the liver goes, I'm overwhelmed. And then the liver cannot detoxify fast enough. And so we're left with those toxins in our system, and that's what makes us feel miserable. I lost my train of thought, but I'll keep going on. Okay, so, also the toxins are stored in our fat. So again, for those of us who have a overweight challenge, toxins like to be stored in our fat. So when we start exercising and trying to, lose weight and starve ourselves, and the body starts releasing fat, well, in that fat is toxins. So the liver goes, I'm already overwhelmed, guys. I can't take any more of this, and it'll stop fat loss. So we have to be able to clean the liver so that when we do want to start losing weight, that the toxins that are trapped in the fat and now getting out can be detoxified in the liver. So that's another reason for this. So the goals for this 10-day cleanse is that at the end, we hope that you have more energy because, again, you're going to clean those toxins out of your system. You're going to clear your thinking, and you're going to be able to capture those words that you want to say rather than going, what was that word? And then you'll feel better in your body because you'll have less bloat, and you're going to have less pain and creaks, I call it creakiness in your joints. And with that, the joints feeling better, you're going to want to get out and exercise. So tonight is the informational meeting about how this 10-day cleanse will work. In 5 days, we're going to fire these up again, and I'm going to see how you're doing. I'm going to answer any questions that anybody has brought to me, and we're going to encourage each other. So if you have words of encouragement, I'll share them with each other, and we can go on from there. And then on the 10th day, we'll come again, and before you take the quiz, I want you to before you do the 10-day detox, I want you to take a quiz that's called the toxicity quiz. We have it online at our website, demaraychiropractic.net, and it's a toxicity quiz, and then you score it, and you see how toxic your body is. And then you take that before you start the cleanse, and then you take that on the 10th day of the cleanse, and then you'll see by your point scores how much better you're feeling. So it's a wonderful kind of a marker in order to see that this cleanse is working. So that's how we're going to do this 10-day togetherness challenge. And if there's any questions, if you want to write online right now, we'll answer questions. If you want to send us a note, you can send us a note on Facebook or on our Facebook page. And how else can they?
The group.
And the group.
So their group detox community. Okay. We made it solely for this.
Okay, so 10-day detox community. You put it on that and we will answer all the questions because I want to be here for you. It's confusing for me. I've been studying it for 10 years and so I was super confused, had a million questions. And the nutritionists who are helping me through the classes, I know I was crazy because I was like, what? Wow, how come this isn't working? So I was that frustrated. So I want to be here for you and help you in any way that I can. This is your time. If you decide to do this cleanse, this is your time. And it's not selfish to take care of yourself. I think sometimes women and men too, they think, family first or whatnot, and you don't put yourself first, and guess what? You keep getting pushed further and further behind. But who's going to take care of you, honestly? Who's going to take care of you? It's imperative that you take care of yourself. And you are the only one that inhabits your body. Nobody else is there with you. Nobody else is in there with you. They don't feel the feelings that you're feeling. So you need to take care of your body. And you physically feel your body and emotionally. You're inside this body too, so you're carrying those emotions with you. And by the way, this body is just the transport system for our spirit and soul. So how do you want to be transported from A to B? You want to have a smooth running car, a smooth running vehicle. So it's your time. So take the time to take care of yourself. There is no shame here. I, again, have been working on my problems with being overweight and diabetes and Hashimoto's and everything. And shame simply doesn't work for me. Oh, you should have done that. Oh, you shouldn't have had that cookie. You shouldn't have had that. And so the shoulds are not good. If you're saying should in any of your sentences to yourself, then you are shaming yourself. And you'll never find shame here. We're just here to help you day by day and maybe even hour by hour. No shame. I want you to participate by asking questions. Even though we can't be in the presence of one another, although I do have two people here today, and I welcome you to be here in person to answer questions. But if we're going to do this online, then participate by asking questions, making comments and suggestions. Again, I don't know all the answers. I know a lot, and I will try to explain as best I can. But if you have some ideas for us, please share. And then that's how you get involved with us. Okay, we talked about the toxins in our liver and in our tissues and in our fat. And so how this detox works is SP cleanse. SP stands for standard process. And the reason why I chose this is Standard Process is a company that I have been working with for years, probably 15 years now. And Standard Process is it's all whole foods. And whole foods are grown on an organic farm in Wisconsin. And I have been to the farm at Wisconsin. I know how clean it is and how pristine it is. And their farming is, they do it all naturally. They turn over the soil. There's no pesticides and herbicides. There are pollinator bugs, they have bees there, they have everything that is organic and healthy in nature. And so I have been there, and that's why I choose to use SP, Standard Process. So this is a 10-day cleanse, and it really works very well. The cleanse, the items that are in the cleanse, and this is what you'll get with the 10-day process of this detox. You're going to get one of these big tubs, and in the tubs there's just a bunch of nutrients, and what it's going to do is it's going to take the toxins that are in the fat, and they're stored in fat, and it's going to help loosen that up, make it more fluid, so that the body is going to be able to detoxify a lot easier. In the cleanse there's also fiber. So how are we going to get rid of the toxins? We're going to eliminate them. So I do want to warn you that if you are very toxic, if you haven't had, you've had to have fast food diet because, kids and school and work and whatnot, and that has become part of your everyday activities, that's not the healthiest food for us, or it's just too daggone hard to cook a nice dinner or sit the kids down for eggs and bacon in the morning. I understand. I'm a mom, I'm a grandparent, I totally understand that. But what that means is there might be more toxins in your system, and so when we start this detox, you will detox. So that means that you're going to be pooping. And pooping is good. Although some of my patients have said, Doc, I went 7 times today. And that's because their system was overtaxed. So if that's the case, give me a call. We'll work it through. Maybe you won't have to take as many shakes a day.
No, sorry.
Oh, okay. So sorry, technical things. No. So it is a detox, and you will be pooping. Okay, so I just want you to be aware of that. Now, as the toxins come out of the tissues and into your alimentary system where you're going to eliminate, you might feel a little yucky, and that's normal for the first 2 to 3 days. But along with this shake that you're going to drink, you're going to be drinking water. And water is going to help with the metabolism and get the process out. So water is going to be imperative too. So that's how the detox works. Everything is in the shake. You don't have to take a bunch of pills. The shake is what they call chai, but you can put different flavors in it. For me, what I do is I put a little bit of cocoa powder in it, and that makes a wonderful chocolate shake kind of thing. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read my notes because I don't want to miss anything that I wanted to tell you. So I told you about the detoxing, and if you have questions, please call me, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about what's normal and what's not normal. Okay, we talked about eating around the grocery store. That's important. And during this 10 days, today is the introductory. So if you decide that you want to do this 10-day cleanse, then you want to start making your menu. When you get the cleanse, it's going to come with this book. And inside the book, there are menus in there. And the menus are going to be fresh. So if you understand what a paleo diet is, a paleo diet is like our Paleolithic ancestors. So they lived out on the plain. They had to, once in a while, they would get a deer. That would happen once in a while. They would get fish. They would pluck berries and nuts, and that's how they ate. So a paleo diet is fresh things. Maybe lettuce, meat, chicken, some kind of protein. And that's the kind of diet that would be good to have during this time. For some of us, you want to eliminate things. The ones that we want to eliminate is caffeine, sodas, diet sodas, because they have really bad chemicals in them. Fruit juices or sports drinks, because the Gatorade isn't the best thing for you. Non-herbal teas, processed meat like sausages and canned meat, cold cuts and frankfurters, and then foods that you know that have an allergy. So that is an elimination diet. We want to eliminate anything that can possibly cause more toxic reactions in you or inflammation in you. Now that's one way that you can do the diet, is by eliminating the things that irritate you. But another way that you can do the diet, which some have to choose because this is hard. It's not easy, but this is hard because we're getting away from white things like white sugar, white rice, things that have carbohydrates. Those things in our brain take up the same area as an opioid does. So when we eat sugar and that white rice and white flour stuff, it gives us a satisfaction. So when we take that out of our body, when we eliminate it, we're going to have a withdrawal symptom. So, so sometimes at 3 days, after 3 to 4 days, that withdrawal symptom will go away. But these shakes, if you make them and you add your fruit to them, and I put the cocoa powder in, and it can make them taste wonderful. So it will take away some of those cravings from the sweet tooth. So the book is going to come with you. I've marked some pages, like I just read you the no-nos, but there are menus here that help you if you don't know how the heck do I want to eat. They have menus, and then they have suggestions on how to make the shake. So this one has pineapple and some green things, stevia, lime juice, coconut juice, and vanilla. This one has spinach, bell pepper, cucumber. So if you like this more savory and things like that, they have a lot of menus in here. So you want to eat fresh, eat healthy, but you're going to be doing a lot of drinking of the shakes. So the first day you have one shake, and you have it with your meals. You're not going to take any meals away. The second and third day, you're going to have 2 shakes. The third or the 4th through the 7th day is you're going to have 3 shakes, and then on the 8th day 2 shakes, and then 1 shake. And so you're going to go up, and then you're going to go down. And by the end of that 10 days, it'll go really fast. You will be feeling better. You'll have more energy, and you will have, if you wanted to do the elimination part, you will have eliminated the things that cause that inflammation, swelling, and bloat. So that is kind of the history of and the story of how we're going to get through this 10-day cleanse. Again, any questions, please send them to any of these.
Send them. Write a comment in the comment section, and I'll let you know.
Write a comment in the comment section, and we'll know. We'll know what to answer, and we'll answer all of these online. And by the way, no question is a silly question. If you have a question, there's 5 others that have the same question and are not willing to ask. So I love questions. If I don't have an answer at the tip of my tongue, then I will research it, and I will tell you what I think. So please feel free to call us and ask questions. So what do we need to do? We need to, if you are interested in doing this, there is a link.
It's in the comment section.
And on the comment section, there is a link that you can order. The link is, the 10-day cleanse is, how much is it, Jen? Sorry.
It's $84.50 minus 15% plus tax and shipping.
Okay, it's $84.50, and because of this, we're giving 15% off. So it's 71.
Yeah, about 71 and some change.
71, and then if we order it for you, then there's no shipping. But if you order it for yourself, you have to pay shipping, and of course the taxes.
There's shipping.
There's shipping.
Oh, there is shipping. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Again, this is new to me, but we'll do what we can to make it as easy for you as possible. So the next step then is to let us know that you're ordering. Order it. It's going to come directly to your home. They don't come with a shaker bottle when we do the 10-day cleanse. So one thing that you will need is a shaker bottle, or if you have a blender at home or a bullet or any of those that helps you mix it up. You should get like a Ziploc bag if you are working, and just put your 2 scoops into 2 or 3 Ziploc bags. Keep them in your car. That way when you're at work and you, oh man, I forgot my shake, you can go get it, and it'll mix with the blender bottle. This is a one that has a cutter in it, so you can use this to make your shakes. And it's something simple like that, but it will stir easy with a ball. And so the way that I personally like my shakes is I like the ice. So I will use water. I use Alhambra water. I don't have a good water system at my home. I used to drink a lot of Dasani water, but that does have plastic around it. So I try to do what I can with getting some fresh water. So I use fresh water, I use ice, I use the cocoa powder, and I use 2 scoops of the cleanse. If you want, you could put vanilla in it, and then because I do use this as a replacement meal, because I only eat basically 1 meal a day right now, so I put some protein powder in that, and that protein powder has vanilla in it.
Yeah.
So I have a wonderful chocolate shake, and if I have to have it 3 times, it's not going to be hard for me to have the chocolate shake. So that's the way I like it. I put it in my blender so I have it gets a nice thick like a shake. You can use coconut milk. You can use coconut milk and almond milk, because milk for some is very irritating. They have a milk lactate issue. So that's why we would like you to use that. But again, it depends on how serious, how gung-ho you want to go on this thing. Any way that you want to go is going to be good. So please join us. Leave your questions on the format that you would like to. We're going to answer anything. I'll see you next week if you want to join us. And I'm happy that you're here with us. Thank you for being patient with us on this new profile thing. And we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.